Okay guys, welcome back. So we'll continue where we end up last episode. So Stunu Ngajiro here. On our last episode we just looked on how we can use PDO to connect to a database, and also we tried to see some simple examples of error handling with PDO. Okay, so today we will see how we can fetch data, we can update data, we can delete or we can set, etc. if time allows us to do all those kind of stuff. So anyway, be with me. So before that, you need first to enable PHP PDO extension in your php.ini file, because without that you cannot use PHP PDO. Okay, features. So I will show how you can do that. It's just simple. So with Linux, you can just go to PHP folder and find where is php.ini file, and I will show how you can change that. Okay, but with LAMP or XAMPP in Windows, just go directly to PHP folder and LAMP PHP folder. There you can find a PHP configuration file, and I will show how you can do that. Okay, so with PHP Linux, just search where is php.ini, and it will tell you where is exact. Okay, so where is php.ini? So it's located the lots of directory for that. Anyway, the common way of this one, okay, this one is where you can find one. So anyway, I used to use that. So you just need to go to your file systems and raise etc folder. It's yeah. So open that and just look for PHP. Yeah, here. So open that and open at root, because you don't have permission to do so here. So I'm just using my fingerprint. So yeah, so authenticate anyway. So we're inside now. Just open your Part2, and you can see the php.ini file, and open that with your favorite text editor. So after you open that, just click Ctrl F to find and look for keyword PDO. So here you see all branches of extensions that allows more features to be added and removed from your PHP and MySQL. Okay, so here I enabled this. Make sure extension PHP PDO MySQL is enabled. By enabling means it should not be commented out. So you can see here I removed the comment. Okay, so if it is like this, it's commented out, means you don't have access to PDO functionalities. So what you wanna do is just remove the comment. So where is PDO _ MySQL? So remove here. Okay, so remove the comments and say save. So after that, you can just restart your Apache server and you're ready to go. So just open up your terminal, okay, and say sudo service Apache 2 restart. Okay, so there's my fingerprint. Okay, so here you go, done. So after doing that, you have already have extension to PDO, PHP PDO. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, in today's episode we'll be connecting to database. Okay, so in the previous episode we end up here just connecting and some error handling. So today we'll just see how we can fetch data from Okay, from database using PDO. Okay, so if you want to fetch data from your table, from your database, you need to use SQL queries. So here we're gonna say SQL queries. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna create a variable in SQL, in which this variable will be equal to our query statement. So I'm gonna say I'll use select, so because I want to select all the calls from your table, from my table. So I'm just gonna say select all. This symbol represents all. Okay, so select all. Okay, from user is my table. Okay, so after that you can say we have a query. So in order to fetch this PDO, we need to use PDO statement. Okay, so statement equal to our objects, PDO objects, connect, and we will call a method function called query. Okay, so this one is gonna query for what, and what is a query? The query is our variable SQL. Okay, so it's just simple. So after that we say, okay, we already made a query, so we need to get the data. So normally there are lots of ways you can get data from a database. PDO allows you to get data in form of objects, or you can get data in form of associated arrays. So mine, I prefer to use associated arrays because they are simple and straightforward. Okay, but if you prefer to use objects, fine. So here down below I will say rows, because I need to get all the rows from the table, and then I will create a variable row. Here row will say we need to pass this, we need to get the results from our statement. So stmt. Okay, fetch. This is another PDO method. Okay, so fetch PDO fetch underscore source. Okay, underscore source here. So what this means is just basically tells the PDO that we want to fetch data in form of associated arrays. So if you wanna use object, you need to specify here. Okay, so after that we can say maybe because now this rows holds arrays, bunch of arrays. So if we want to see what exactly data is in rows, we can't use echo, because echo is only for variables. In array, in order to echo out arrays, we use print. We use print underscore r. Okay, so this is a function we use to print out. We use to print out the arrays. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's go here and say localhost. Okay, so where's the program? So we have our query, and we have connection, STMT connection. Okay, so we have row STMT fetch PDO source, and we try to print rows. So we missed something here. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Now we have an array of data from a database. The reason where is our database? Let me show you. Okay, localhost PHP memory, yeah, root. Okay, so here we have our table. So our table have like 5 columns, 5 rows. So here we only getting the first top row. Okay, you see this one. It's because we just execute our query only once. But if you want to get all the data from our table, we need to put this query inside a loop. So in order to do that, we just create a loop. So while, so that's okay. So this is our loop. So we just need to cut this and paste inside here and delete this. Okay, then print rows should stay inside while as our statements. Set a while loop as our a statement to be executed if this one is true. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's refresh it here. So you can see we have a whole bunch of arrays. So now we have like all the arrays for all the rows in our table. But if you want to see that individually, we can say, okay, concatenate this and say break. You can use break new line. So this is not break, it's just it's break, but it's just a new line. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so break save that and refresh. What? Okay, so let's say that was a crazy idea, right? Okay, let's use echo. So I'm just gonna echo here and say break. I think you cannot do that in a print underscore R statement. Okay. So so here we have a whole bunch of data from our table. Yeah. So you can see the first one, the second one, the third one, first one, fifth one. So it's so pretty nice, but you can use arrays. Actually, I mean, these are not actual data. So if I want to get maybe data from this table, from this table, there are actual ways you can do that. So let me show you simple ways. Instead of just printing a bunch of arrays, let's try to print some kind of useful data. So let's say we need to print names, first names, all the first names from our table user. Okay, so instead of say print, we're gonna say echo dollar, and we're gonna call this arrays we created area, and inside we will pass this parameters that I want to display first name. Okay, all the first name on my table, all the first name. Okay, so what this does, just gonna display all the first name. If you want the second name, you can just change it. I mean the last name, you can say I want to display all the last name. Okay, it's because all are in here, so you just specify according to column name. First name, it's just gonna display all the first name. Last name is just gonna display all the last name. Phone, all the phones. ID, all the ID, etc. So if you're gonna say last name in let me see. So we have this. If you're gonna say maybe phone. Okay, phone. So here you get all the phone number for all these users. Okay. So that's how you can fetch data from your MySQL database with PDO. Okay, so this is just a straightforward way you can fetch data, but normally in a web application you have some kind of user inputs which you get from a form or from a GET request, and you use that as an ID to fetch through your table. And that's where the danger of SQL injection comes in, because once you get the data from a user and you just inserted them directly to your SQL statement in your servers, if those data they have been inserted with some sort of SQL injection, yeah, you're gonna find yourself in trouble. So that is what previous statements try to avoid in PDO. It's just used to separate user inputs from a form with your SQL queries in your server side, backend side. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So let's assume we want to fetch data, okay, from the first records. We want to fetch data from a table user where first name is equal to Tuno. Okay, first name is equal to Tono. So we want to fetch all the data from a user table where the first name is equal to Tono. So where the first name is equal to Tuno, so I get just a simple variable on that. So let's say, so let's assume this from, okay, let's assume these are user inputs, variables from a form. Okay, so we're gonna say first name, so we're gonna create this variable first name. Okay, so first name equal to Tuno. Okay, so inside here we say select all from users. Okay, where, okay, first name is equal to the first name. Okay, so sorry, you need to use this double quotes. Okay, so you can see that. So if we refresh it here, okay, where first name is equal to the first name. So yeah, I think I want to use single quotation. So let's see. Okay, let's use double quotation for statements so we don't get confused. Okay, so we just select from users where first name is equal to first name, and this variable first name hold a value of Tuno. So we assume this is user inputs from a form. Okay, but this may be dangerous if a user, instead of just typing Tuno, he decided to type SQL statements inside that form. So what you're gonna do, your script is going to catch those values together with SQL queries, and they're gonna pass directly to your SQL statements, and that's gonna look like another SQL statements to be executed. So that's how SQL injection works. So by using prepared statement, you avoid that. So let's just see how prepared statement works. Prepared statements, they work this way. They just prepare your statement and then execute. So they have two functions, two methods: prepare and execute. Okay, so instead of just equating the variable, this one, directly to a query, you need to put some kind of prepared statements. Okay, so we have two types of prepared statements. We have position statements, and we have namely parameters. Okay, so we'll see, starting with positional parameters. Let's see how we can use that. Okay, so using position parameter. Okay, using position parameters. Using position parameters. So position parameters simple. Instead of just writing queries, you say prepare. Okay, prepare. And talking to about position statements, inside here you don't put a variable, instead you put this exclamation mark. Okay, so after that you create another statements to execute your prepared statement. So STMT output this to execute method. So inside execute method we will have our variable. Okay, so our variable is first name, which is Tuno. Okay, so here, so if I refresh, okay, so we have problem here. Okay, so if I refresh this, and we have our phone number. We have a phone number from user table where first name is equal to Tuno. Okay, so this is how prepare statement works. First, you prepare your statements. Inside here, you don't put a variable directory, you just put a position parameters. Then here you prepare your statements, and then you execute. In this way, it separates your user form data with your SQL queries. Okay, which is a very good method to to deal with. Okay, so let's say we want to have like two condition in our query. So let's say this guy, let's look on a table. Okay, now we just echo out a phone number where first name is equal to Tunu. So let's say we want to put a second condition that last name is equal to Ngajiro. Okay, so last name is equal to Ngajiro. Okay, so we'll say user where first name is equal to position parameters and last name is equal to also position parameters. So if you have 10, 20 condition, just put the position parameters. Okay, so inside here I'll just put a comma and then put another variable. So here we should make another variable. Let's say this is last name. Okay, last name is Ngailo. Okay, so by doing that we just put a comma here and enter another condition. So here, okay, so we have a problem where and here last name. Okay, so we have, oh no, okay, Ngailo. Oh, not zero. Okay, so we can refresh that and we get our data here. Okay, so what we just did, we used two conditions. Select a phone number where first name is equal to Tunu and last name is equal to Ngajiro, and we get this one. So I was just showing how you can use multiple statements, SQL statement conditions with position parameters. So yeah, that's how it works. So if you want to use the second method is you can use, and the problem about position parameters is if you put this first name as a first condition, its variable should be the first on execute method, and this one the second one, and it should be the second. If you confuse, like this one comes first and this one comes later, it's an error. Okay, you won't get anything. Okay, see, so you need to place these variables according to the order in your SQL query. Okay, but if you don't wanna avoid that, I mean that maybe is boring for you, you can use named parameters. Named parameters just allows you to put whenever you want, but just make sure the names are correct. Okay, so if you want to use named parameters, let's just comment this out. Okay, yeah, anyway, let's just go, sorry, okay, just comment that out, and let's say, so we're creating our SQL. So let's say our SQL is equal to select from user, okay, where first name. So instead of putting the exclamation mark, you just put a position parameter, a named parameters. So where this equal to, you just put a name, where this is equal to first name. Okay, and last name is equal to, you put a column and say last name. So these are just named parameters. Okay, so prefer to use this way, okay, to avoid most of the mistakes. Okay, so down here we say, okay, $stmt a statement to repart this to connection. Okay, so here we'll pass to our method prepare. Okay, prepare. Okay, so prepare. Okay, inside here we'll say prepare our SQL statements. Okay, so after that we have statements. execute so inside here, okay, sorry, inside here we have our named parameters. So just say simple, we have these two named parameters. So inside here just put these columns and say first name, then you use these rockets. We're using arrays in PHP, so use those rockets and the first name. First name. Oh, sorry, I mean not this. So you need to, okay, so you use a rocket here and first dollar first name, okay, dollar first name. Then you put a comma, and the second name parameters is last name. So you put last name, okay, so last name, and here you also put a rocket and say last name. Okay, dollar sign last name. Okay, so yeah, so we have all the stuff here. So yeah, so we wanna fetch phone number where first name is equal to first name, which is Tunu, and last name is equal to last name, which is Ngaila. So let's see how we get. Okay, we have some sort of errors where, so first name, we got first name, okay, that's okay. Second name, okay, is equal to rocket. Okay, first name, yeah, last name, okay, so last name, okay, so here I think we're gonna put these maybe, if I don't remember, okay. So we have a problem. Okay, so let me see how I can solve that. Okay, so we have this problem here. Now we have this errors main. It just took like a lot of times to find it. Okay, so let's see. We have this record. So we just fetch from table username Tunu, where last name is also Tungajiro. So we fetch this phone number. So this is how previous statements looks like. So we have multiple ways of doing that. You can use position or name the parameters. So the good thing about name parameters is you don't have to define them in an arranged order. You can just mix them like this. I can just cut this and paste here. So no problem at all. Just make sure you name the variable correctly. Okay. So yeah, this is the advantage of naming parameters. But if you are fine with position parameters, then it's okay. You can use that. Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's how we can select from database. Also, that's how we can use previous statements to do that. Okay, so I hope I will see you later. We can look more on how we can set data, we can write, we can update, and etc. So see you.